to ruin your posture.
We want as many viewers as possible.
To find a second.
Well, I'll just take this.
This is a record having two women on at the same time.
Feminist.
We're not doing the video? Okay. But we're not doing the video?
Okay.
Never mind.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Color Circuit.
Hey, shut up, Tito. Hey, everybody. It's Expert Schmexpert, the educational telephone game we like to play here on Color Circuit. I'm Scott Brown, and with me is our expert for the evening, Megan Giese.
You got it right.
What are you an expert in?
I am a fake expert at speech therapy.
That doesn't bode well. We need actual experts on this show.
I'm an actual expert, but I still feel like a fraud.
How long? Oh, cool. Don't we all? How long have you been studying speech therapy or been a speech therapist?
I've been a speech therapist for almost exactly 6 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you enjoy it?
Most of the time.
What age groups do you focus on, or is it just anyone?
I work in the schools, so I work with elementary students.
Oh, very cool.
But we can work in hospitals and all over the place. So.
You've gone to hospitals before.
I worked in a hospital in El Paso. Well, it was like my internship, so I didn't get paid.
Okay, but that's a good experience.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you are an improviser as well, full disclosure.
Kind of.
Okay, you need to believe in yourself for
I
one
have no
goddamn thing, okay? This doesn't
I'm
bode
going
well
to
for the
therapy
show.
for this.
I have a speech therapy, but I'm not really a speech therapist. Come on. All right, so
I have a degree, but I don't deserve it.
okay, so cool,
Sad.
right?
We're gonna get a counselor in here later as our expert just to help me out.
Yeah, we might have to
Yeah.
call an audible.
A real therapist.
A real actual therapist for all of our emotions.
Mine lives behind that wall.
So everybody at home, you're hearing other voices. That's our Schmexperts, and that's who Megan will be going up against. Schmexperts, please sign in. The closest to me and then going to the right.
Hello. My name is...
You got it.
What, was it just supposed to say my name?
Yeah, who are you and why are you here?
I was about to, and then he interrupted me. I was like, classic introduction. Hello.
It's like he's never been on Color Circuit.
I know, right?
No, I've been on. That's why I'm loose.
Like 50 first dates with
My
you.
name is Tito. I'm a fellow improviser. I do stand-up as well. I have no skills other than, baking bread and appreciating music. I do some shows on Color Circuit. There you go.
My name is Dylan. I am also loose, much like my partner in crime here,
Cohort.
Mr. Tito. Much
I have
like
a
my cohort.
vocabulary.
Yeah, I don't mean to slut shame myself, but I'm a slut. Yes.
Hi, I'm Orion Kaminski, or better known as Black Rainbow. That's all you need to know.
Are you better known as that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of Best Buy knows me as Black Rainbow.
Fair enough.
He's literally a rainbow in the dark.
I'm Mandy Hansen. I'm a comedian, some improv here and there, yada yada. I am not loose, despite what you've heard.
Cool. All right.
You know, to keep in the theme.
So, Megan, are you ready?
Yeah.
You have prepared 2 topics for our comedians, and you're going to explain. Dylan, you're going first. Dylan, you're going first.
I am going first. Yes.
Cool.
Bond, they are frozen. Yep.
So we will have you get on the left side of the whiteboard. The teacher will always be on the left side. The person learning will be on the right side of the whiteboard. And Dylan will be our first. Now, our other comedians will be
Out of the
leaving the room. Nope, Tito. No. Gotta leave.
Where's my bag?
Cool. All right. So we have put 5 minutes on the clock for Megan to explain her first topic to Dylan, and we're ready with that. Time starts.
Do I get like a marker?
Oh yes, we have a
I
dry
want
erase board
purple.
and markers.
purple.
I'm a lady.
We have thought of everything. Here we go. Your time for your first topic starts now.
Okay, our first topic is articulation. This is what speech therapists are usually known for doing.
It's like you do with your arms, right?
I mean, yeah, you can articulate your arms, I guess. That's some beautiful handwriting. I don't write on
I
blackboards.
do like it, yes.
Yeah. So articulation is how we speak. So we have our articulators that are where it comes from. So with our articulators, you have your teeth, your tongue, your soft palate, your hard palate, what we call our alveolar ridge. I'll write that one down for you.
It's getting
That is my favorite word of the night already.
alveolar ridge.
Alveolar.
Alveolar.
Alveolar zane.
Ridge.
Okay.
Okay.
That's at the top of the mouth.
That is that bumpy part behind your teeth.
Mm.
So if you lick it, that's where you make your S's and your T's. And t. Okay. Yeah.
okay.
So you have your alveolar ridge. And then the other word you're probably going to need is your velar, which is just another word for your soft palate. And in your velar, you have your uvula, which is important and is
I don't know if I
often
have one.
confused. Everyone has a uvula. Mostly it's confused with the lady bits, but it's missing a V there. So that little dangly thing in the back of your throat is called a uvula, and that thing rises and falls depending on where the air is coming out of your mouth.
I have a question. What happens if it gets cut?
If it gets cut,
What happens if it's gone?
that's when you have hypernasality. So, like deaf speech is usually hypernasal, and it's when they're speaking out their nose.
Oh,
Yes.
hypernasal.
Hypernasal.
That's so cool.
So you're overnasal. All that air is coming through your nose there.
Holy shit.
So that is important for sounds like M, N, and ng. So those are the only nasal sounds.
M and N.
Ng.
Ng.
Like in
Ng.
sing.
In sync. My
No.
favorite boy group.
So I'll just put nasals.
Nasals.
I'm just making one long grocery list here.
Super nasal.
Okay. So I think we covered most of the articulators.
Okay.
And the thing that matters with articulation is your manner. So that's how you make the air pass through your mouth.
Cross your legs.
And placement. And that's which articulators you use.
Which fork is on which side of the plate? Manner and
Exactly.
placement. Got it.
Yeah, this is all very pretentious. If you're going to go on the Titanic, you need to know these. So manner is, we have different kinds of ways that we use our articulators. So we have stops, like P, B.
Plosives?
Plosives,
Or is that
you
the same?
know that, yes.
Hell yeah, I know that. I work with
Manner.
microphones.
I always stop to
Plosives.
pee.
And fricatives. So we have sounds that stop and sounds that go.
Fricatives?
Fricatives.
That sounds made up.
It is not made up.
That's
Fricatives
amazing.
are what we call our S's or our S and Z's and V's. There's the sounds that you can hold on to.
These are I love this. I love this language.
I like being able to use it. Usually I'm like, we have sounds that stop and go. And the students don't really care about that.
Red light, green light.
Red light. I play that walking in the hallways to make them walk behind me. You're right. You could be a speech therapist. Plosives, fricatives. Then we have affricates.
That's racist.
That's not going to get messed up. Nope, that's going to go right up. I'm not going to mess with that one at all.
Color circuit.
Nope.
So affricates are words that, or phonemes that we combine. So like plosive and a fricative. So like ch, it's actually two sounds to combine. It's a t and a sh.
When you say phonemes, you mean like F-E-A-U-X? Nope.
P-H.
It's
Oh,
pronounced
oh, oh.
pho.
Let's put it up here.
The soup?
Phonemes.
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 Phonemes. Got it.
Phonemes.
Phonetic memes.
Yes. So it's those little tiny sounds that we have. So
Okay.
like k, t. So
Like
we
when
have
you're
our,
really mad at somebody.
oh, here's another smart word for you. Diadocokinetic rate. I'm kind of going all over the place.
Dia?
Diadoco.
This
I
is,
think it's a CH.
This is the new
Kinetic
new Netflix anime.
rate.
Diadocokinetic rate.
Yes. And this is how we judge how people are using their articulators.
Okay.
My diadocokinetic rate kind of fatigues over time, which probably means...
I knew that about you. I knew it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So we use this phrase, putaka. I don't know how to spell it. Putaka. And it has your phonemes that move
I think she's
front
coming
to back.
on to me.
I think so. I think you have a chance.
So we time them on how fast and how often they can say putaka within a certain amount of time. So
Why
you say
that
10
word?
seconds.
Because it's your articulators moving front to back. Putaka, 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 putaka. So it's your P-T-ka.
That is
So
so
it's
cool.
front to back.
2.
I love it.
And
1.
That's all I got so far.
Thank you.
All
That
right.
was amazing.
That was a lot of information,
Yes,
Megan.
it was.
Holy crap.
Yes.
Did you remember any of that?
No, I'm
have to-
going
I
to.
gave you notes.
I'm going to. Yeah.
You have to
There's a
erase
lot
all of
that I
that, right?
I have to erase it all.
Yep.
That's the
Oh.
problem.
He has
I'm
to
going
start
to
from scratch.
I'm going to ingest it all
Yeah.
for like 1 second. I'm going to have you sit back over there though.
Yeah.
And
Yes, leave the
I will go
marker.
grab
We'll get
another
our
comedian.
next comedian up to the stage. That was a lot of information.
And it wasn't
Next
well organized,
comedian.
so that's going to be a
Well,
I have
a lot
I
of
have, like, my bullet
vocab
points
words.
and-
No, that was great. That was great.
See, this is
How-
why I'm not confident in my skills.
No, I think you sounded very professional. Do you? Yeah, it's on. That's over there. How well do you think Dylan was paying attention? Because he was throwing it right back at you as well.
He seemed more interested in me coming on to him than actually.
He usually does. Hey! Wipe your thing. Yeah, he kind of does
speech
that.
is a very sexual thing, so I get it. You know.
You use your mouth a lot
You
in both,
use your mouth
right?
quite a bit. You guys
That's
are
what I've
gonna
heard.
really appreciate the next topic if you appreciate it.
Oh, well,
That
stay
one.
tuned. I know you would anyway, but stay tuned for the next topic. Dylan, are you ready to explain it to Tito?
Scott? I am always ready to explain it to Tito.
That's what I was afraid of. Okay, we have 4 minutes, correct, on the clock?
4 minutes on the clock? Yes.
Here we
I
go.
did not get a chance to look at that board.
Good. You shouldn't, because that's my job. And I'm going to start now.
Your time starts now. I'm the host.
Now.
Now. Oh, it is on. I was looking at the 15-second delay.
Do the thing!
I'm doing the thing. Okay. Today, we are talking
to
about
host everything, even when
speech
it's not hosting.
therapy.
No, no.
So, just 5 minutes ago, a woman whose mouth was moving a lot, I was staring at a lot, the mouth, was talking
awkward
to
at
me.
all,
This is
right?
largely because it's speech therapy.
I know we're
You need to
supposed to
leave,
entertain
that's-
the audience,
that's cool.
but
If you need to save
I've
space,
gotten
you can
one
just go
kernel of truth from that
Anywhere.
What's that?
Not here
paragraph
is a
that we're
space
talking
for it.
about speech therapy.
Tight. Well, you have to look at my mouth in order to understand what I am saying. You have to look at my articulator. So the articulator is what is coming out of your mouth when you are talking. Also known
It's
as
not the mouth.
this is basically air.
Oh shit! Okay.
When you articulate, something's got to come out, right? Yeah. That's an articulator. Think of it as an articulator.
I will.
Think about it
No
like
one
that.
else
That'll
has
help
seen
the phonetic.
Articulator.
Yeah,
We're seeing.
articulator. Okay, cool. So
squats. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He knew,
Feminine.
Uvula.
he knew somebody
Vulva.
would be watching.
Vulva.
the vulva is connected to the uvula.
Okay, sure.
I mean, you might
Sure.
even say equal to. No, it's greater. Wait, no. The
I-
vulva is greater than the.
It depends on what act you're doing.
Or equal to. It's greater than or equal to. Sometimes they're in the same place at the same time. The uvula.
That's talent.
The uvula is the thing on the back,
way
in the
back
back of
there.
your mouth.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
that's a
Have you seen the
keeper,
back
you
of a
mean.
mouth before?
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
out.
I have. That's your uvula. You can get it cut off because you have tonsillitis or something when you're a kid.
I don't think that's what they cut off, Tito. They cut off your tonsils, which I think exist down here.
Okay, let's not get into this part because I think that you're wrong.
Nope. No, it's not. They don't cut out your They don't cut. They cut off your vulva. That's what they cut off.
Is this South Africa?
This is yes. Speaking of Africa,
Jesus.
I knew
I'm
this
not
was
making this
coming.
shit up, man. Afrikaans. That is something she taught me. I'm not making it up. I'm telling you, man. I told her she was racist. She didn't listen to me. This is your plosives.
Plosives, yes.
You know what that is. Can you
I-
show me a plosive?
A plosive is what I just did.
That is true. So your B's and your P's, and then there's the opposite of a plosive.
When you expel air forcefully, would that be the definition?
Well, what do
Yeah,
you?
with your articulator?
That's right.
Okay.
That's
I
right.
might have had some speech therapy.
The opposite of a
I'm
plosive.
doing better than a Schexpert right now.
Oh shit. The opposite of a plosive is a
I'm
nocive.
smart.
Does that make
A
sense?
nocive?
Yeah. So think about it.
That is-
Positive and negative.
That's right. That's why they
Plosive, nocive.
nocive. It's like no sir.
It seems like this was named by an improviser.
You wouldn't believe some of the words she told me. That's why I thought she was coming on to me.
1 minute.
A nocive.
1 minute!
A nocive is the opposite of a plosive. So it's all of like your enyas and your anything with a tilde on it, basically.
Sail
You ever
away,
seen, like, a-
sail away, sail
You ever
away.
seen-
Enya is only in Spanish.
Yeah.
T for the tilde man is my favorite Grateful Dead album.
English does not have a
I mean, there was plenty to learn. I heard that when you ixnay on the uvula,
Why am I learning this? What is this for?
this is for. That is a good question, of which I know the answer to.
And here it is
When
now.
somebody doesn't talk right, you gotta teach them. Right.
So you're explaining to me.
I'm articulating to you.
You're articulating to me the parts of speech that one
Are-
can master and to express themselves.
That's fucking right. That's fucking right.
I had a beer before this.
5
Have you ever
seconds.
seen a uvula? If you get rid of it,
Oh,
you go
dude, like every
you go mute, is what she told me. She said that.
Okay, all right. No more
That's what she said.
explaining. Man, maybe Dylan shouldn't have been the first one out of the gate.
Take it all
I
in.
don't think he listened at all.
Take it all in.
All he heard was vulva.
All right.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore
Wah,
that part.
wah, wah, wah,
You
wah,
said it
wah,
slowly,
vulva,
all
wah,
right?
wah, 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 wah.
I'll go get the
Vulva,
next meeting.
Africa. Wah, wah, wah.
Okay.
All right, so Tito, wipe that off, please.
Okay, give me a
There's
quick
not much
second
there to learn
study.
from it.
I know.
We have a
Jesus.
cloth behind the board there.
Okay, so step over here so you can't see the board.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So, how do you think? How do you think Dylan did?
Dylan was. I mean, I felt all over the place, but Dylan was really.
You at
obsessed with
least
the vulva.
knew the word.
What?
Okay. So a little preview of
This was
what's.
speech therapy, not sex therapy.
It's all kind of the same, right?
When I get lonely, it turns into.
Oh.
Okay then.
I shouldn't say that. I work at an elementary school. So
Yeah.
that's when I work in hospitals.
Let's
That's
stop.
why you're so lonely, because you have no good coworkers to look at.
I work with middle-aged women. This is
I need coworkers to look at.
All these
My
kids.
day needs to be interesting and sexy.
It's not at
I wear
all.
short skirts.
Let's stop talking about this right now. Put 3 minutes on the
Let me
clock.
adjust my boots real quick. Well,
We said stop talking about it, Megan.
And Tito, are you ready to explain things to Mandy?
Oh boy, I want to preface this by saying Dylan's a great
Teacher?
partner,
What is he?
teacher.
Yeah, okay.
He's a great.
All right,
He's a
so
great-
we have
Okay,
3
so
minutes
I-
on the
I have
clock
3 minutes on the clock.
and go.
Okay, so Mandy, you can step in front of and watch the board, please. So Mandy, what I'm going to do is
Do-do.
I am going to break down the parts of your body that you use to create speech and express yourself with. Okay? So first off, what was normally known as the mouth as a general rule is the motherfucker, this thing is not working. Okay. I could just speak it to
That's
you,
not the
but I
right
wanna
term,
write
right?
it down. There we go. A-R. T-U-L-A-T.
Can't even read your writing, dude.
Thank you.
Articulator.
Articulator.
Articulator. Articulator?
Yes,
Articulator?
that is the Latin root.
It's a type of
for
potato
this.
that.
you can get a Sonic.
That's
and
basically what you
that's
use.
the best there.
To simplify this could be known as air. Okay.
No, it can't.
You had your chance, Megan.
Now Dylan was like, "Now what's in the back of your throat?" That he didn't tell me why you use
uvula.
it. He
Vulva.
said the vulva, and I said, isn't that the uvula?" And he's like, "Sure, it's the same. It's the same thing."
I feel sorry for his girlfriend.
Oh, man.
Listen, they can become one if you do a certain thing. But anyways, he mentioned the uvula to me, and then he didn't tell me about it at all.
She didn't
So
make
we
it.
don't know
Little-
anything
Poor
about
girl.
it except
He
for the
drew-
little dingly
He drew
thing.
a little picture with like sharp teeth.
That's terrifying.
That's the uvula, and he said, "Isn't that what you get cut off during like surgery sex?" And he's like, "No, I think
Surgery sex?
I think that's
That's a kink,
I
right?
think that's the tonsils, and I think the tonsils are down here."
an
And I was
elaborate
like, That
kink.
looks like a vehicle that Dr. Wily drives in Sonic. So there's the
Mega Man.
Not
and there's
learning anything about
af-
speech therapy.
I know. Dylan shouldn't have gone first.
I know, right?
Africa?
Afrikaans, which is what she said. He said, she said, apparently. This is telephone, y'all.
I have to do this with Orion?
I know. So, do you know what a plosive is?
What?
Do you know what a plosive is?
An explosive?
Okay, that's
Oh,
close.
God, okay.
It is when you. It is
Not wrong.
for certain letters in the alphabet,
to remember
like
it.
a P or a B. Yeah, exactly. You
It
do an
explodes
explosion with your
out of
mouth.
your-
Explosive.
explosion with your
So Betty bought a bauble for Belinda's birthday. It's a Patton Oswalt joke.
B-word fat.
That's a bunch of plosives.
Bunch of plosives.
Plo, S-I-V-E-S. And then the opposite of plosives, where he said tilde. I dropped out of school young, so I can't
10
tell you what a
seconds,
tilde
a little
is.
less.
But the opposite of plosives are called nocives.
No.
Really?
Plosives and nosives.
No sieve.
Really?
Okay, that was it. That was it. No more
These
information.
are all the
You
parts
guys.
of speech.
That's all we need to know. Okay. Well, Mandy, you certainly have a
Use
lot.
the blue. Mandy, use the blue marker.
Thank you.
And so, yeah, 2 minutes to explain all of that to Orion. And please wipe off the
I
board.
have to only go off this and not off anything I actually know.
No, do whatever.
Because we didn't have a lot of. If
We
you know
started with
more.
someone who might have a language disorder, so I think if you know how to explain it better than you've learned,
We're an
go
equal
for it.
opportunity employer here at Color Circuit, so let's
You
please
can use
wipe
former knowledge.
the board. And Tito, if you can get our final
'Cause I think
comedian
none of that was correct.
out here. Tito, that was
It is
fine.
It's what Dylan had said.
Yes. You were only
Oh my God.
doing what you were taught.
Is not the same as
Yes.
vulva.
If we learned anything today, hopefully, it
It's
was that those
they
are
are obsessed with
two
vulva.
completely separate things. Okay, Orion is in the room, our final comedian for the evening, learning as best he can from Mandy's teaching.
I did or did not drop out of college.
Well, I don't think at this point that's going to matter much.
I don't think it's gonna matter. This
Ma-
is a disaster. This is a mouth disaster.
Mandy, you have 2 minutes, and your time starts now.
I don't think if I even need to use this. I don't know what to do because oh my God, that was
The black marker?
no, because it doesn't work. That's why.
Move
okay.
past it.
So something about the mouth and
Mouth.
Yep. Then
Mouth.
oh my God. See, I don't even know what he was talking about.
Mouth.
He was trying to explain the parts of the mouth that use speech. They didn't get much out though. They were talking about the vulva, but that's actually the uvula, the little guy in the back, right? And then like I think air and
punching
sound
bag?
bounces off of that or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was talking about articulation. He was using the word plosives to describe what
Plosives.
sounds come out when you do B and P. Oh Lord,
Mouth.
that's about all I
Vulva.
got. I want to draw you a picture though that he drew me because it was
Okay.
really hilarious. So
Mouth.
apparently, this is the vulva,
Pee-pee. Vulva.
the uvula, and then there was a
Uvula.
bunch of teeth,
Teeth.
and then there was like the tonsils from the sex surgery.
I don't have tonsils.
And then it turned into this car thing. So this
a ghost.
apparently is what we're learning about speech therapy.
Diane, I'm getting a sex surgery. I'm having my
surgery.
tonsils
On your
removed.
tonsils. And then I have
You
to
can't- It'll be a
say,
real pleasure.
I don't know
They
what's going
can't
on, but
stop
they
me.
mentioned something about the Afrikaans too.
Oh, okay.
So, you
Yeah.
know, that has something to do with. I think probably because black people were the first people to like walk the earth, so maybe
Yeah, we
that's
were.
they were first people to speak, and so that's where speech comes from.
Speech, mouth, vulva, uvula,
Yeah.
teeth,
Yes.
ghost tonsils. All right.
Yes.
Afrikaans.
Sex surgery.
Sex tonsils.
Sex tonsils.
Tonsils, the balls
And
of the mouth.
and that, folks, is all you need to know if you have a speech problem to learn how to speak
15
correctly.
seconds.
You got it? Do
Make the most of
Vulva.
it.
you have any questions?
Olivia. Is it called? Is this a ghost? Is this pack? All right. Speech.
Speech. This is how you speak.
All right. I think I'm good. I know exactly. what I'm
Okay,
gonna say.
all right. That's over with now. Mandy, thank you very much. Now it's time. Megan, you will now be taught by Orion what he learned.
Do I go up there?
You go up there. You are now being schmexperted by the expert.
Hold on. Let me erase this.
Please wipe off
That's
whatever's
just too
on
much
there.
information. It's gonna give away all the info.
Holy cow.
I'm an expert.
Okay, Orion. Are you ready to teach Megan what she knows everything about?
Yes.
All
I
right.
will say this was good therapy. I feel a lot more confident.
You feel good?
now.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it'll boost your self-esteem.
Yeah.
All right, your time starts now, Orion.
Time starts now. What am I talking about? I'm talking. Look, I'm doing it right now. Speech. I'm talking. Speech. And this is a great thing. Speech evolved from Africans. It started in Africa, and speech branched out with their Afrikaans language, which started in. I'll draw.
I feel like
Africa.
I'm not allowed to negate this.
This is Africa.
Tread lightly. That's all I can say.
This is the origin of speech. All right, origin. Because before this time period, humans did not have a uvula, a punching bag in the back of their throat, or tonsils. And from everything going to Africa, other countries, they evolved and got tonsils. See, like this is the uvula now. See how it looks like?
Oh, that's why Africa's shaped like a uvula.
And then in the uvula,
Evolution.
there is teeth.
Uvulas to represent Africa.
There's teeth. This is the mouth now.
This is Madagascar.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
that's where teeth came from too. To
Madagascar.
monkeys, potassium.
A little less than a minute.
And that's why our teeth fall out, like
because-
Madagascar's an island.
Yeah, because it broke off from Africa.
Wow.
And then you have your tonsils here in the back that grew in that sometimes have to get removed
Just looking a little.
because you don't get enough speech with your tonsils in because they get bigger.
These balls get bigger.
Yeah. See, this is
My vulva and my balls get bigger when I speak.
and the uvula, and then it stops you from
It's
speaking.
a confidence thing.
It's like a full circle with your uvula and your tonsils. They get engorged, and then you can't speak.
Still got a little bit of time,
Oh,
Orion.
yeah, great. Because,
I'm learning so
speech
much.
also evolved in a different place. It's called South Africa. That's where Afrikaans come from. And that's where people like Leonardo DiCaprio come from. And they teach you the
Pretty sure
ultimate
he's
speech.
American.
All right, enough of that. Thank you very much, Orion.
welcome.
Orion, please leave the room for a bit.
Hold on. The lid. All right, I'll be.
Very
That's
responsible.
been
I
your
appreciate
expert.
it.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Megan, come back on the couch. Now is the portion of our show. It's our halftime show in between rounds. So in that last little round, did you learn anything yourself?
I definitely learned things. I'm not sure if it was the truth,
Right.
but I learned things that I did not know before.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How do you think overall the comedians did with all your information?
They are a sexual bunch, so I
They went
shouldn't be
right
surprised.
for that stuff. I mean, when you were talking about the mouth and the tongue and that thing behind your teeth, I was like, okay, they're gonna. Okay, I know where this is kind of going. And then when you said, what is the what is that word?
Africans?
Africans, ladies and gentlemen, not Afrikaans. Let's all remember that. If we remember one thing tonight, and Africans are what?
Africans are plosives and fricatives combined, like a ch
Not yet.
or a j.
Okay. So that's all encompassing plosives and all that. Okay.
Yeah, it's just talking about the manner in which you make these speech sounds.
I see.
And Africa is a type of manner.
Okay. Well, let me explain what's going to happen now. So before we start our second round, I'm going to ask you some random knowledge trivia questions. And they're not too difficult. But depending on how many of these you get correct, that's how many wrenches you get to throw at the comedians during the next round. They can be like, talk like a pirate, or you can't use the letter S, that sort of thing.
Do I get to make them up?
No, I have a list.
Okay.
And I have the list.
They have
And-
to talk with their vulva the entire time.
Yes, exactly. So, wow. Maybe that should be on the list. Okay. So here we go with the questions for the halftime show. Are you ready?
I think so. Am I
All right.
timed?
No. This is just take your time, but don't be weird about it. Okay. What did Trump, our president, Trump,
I don't follow him.
recently back out of? This was in the news, kind of a big deal.
NAFTA? I mean, he's backed out of a lot of stuff, right?
Most recently. Recently.
All I know is.
It was the
Trade
Iran missile agreement.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you
I
didn't
don't
get that
follow
one.
him. I'm
Okay,
pretending I
no problem.
don't know
Well,
him.
I would. That's a good strategy. I mean, we were not even halfway through this. Okay, all right. Pop culture question: what are Michael Jackson's kids' middle names? This is a bit of a trivia quiz. Yeah, they're all the same name. That's a hint.
I know there's Paris,
That's a first name.
and it's a first name. Prince,
There's Blanket.
Blanket.
They all have the same middle name of Michael Jackson's kids.
Is this common knowledge? Do most people know this?
Jill told me this, and she seemed pretty knowledgeable
Jill is
about
obsessed
this.
with Michael Jackson.
Is she
now,
really?
so,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Well,
I want to say, maybe I do. Are you gonna? You'll tell me the answer.
if you get it, either way.
Jackson. No, their mom's name.
Which is who?
Their mom.
Wasn't it like test tube? and like Molly
No,
or whatever.
I mean Michael Jackson's mom's name.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. I give up.
They're all named a middle name Michael.
Oh, well, that's
It's weird, right?
conceited. Yeah.
Right? Right? A little bit.
a little bit.
I'm glad he's dead.
R.I.P. Michael.
Anyway, okay. This is just think about this one. What do you call the type of precipitation between snow and rain?
Sleet.
Good. You're right. That's it. That's
This
it.
is a vocabulary word that I use for my students.
Very cool. Sleet. Oh, I see. What are we using when we say sleet? Is it a what?
You're using a fricative,
a fricative,
a liquid,
a liquid,
a vowel,
a vowel,
another plosive, and
plosive.
yeah, that's it.
sleet. Okay. And finally, pop culture from everyone's favorite Batman movie, Batman and Robin. Who?
Watch this a few months ago.
Okay. Who was Poison Ivy's henchman in Batman and Robin?
Bane.
Bane, perfect. All right. So that means that Megan has 2 wrenches to throw at the comedians for the next round.
I'm going with vulva.
Okay, well, that's not what we have. You have to, so they have to speak like they are the Godfather, or they need to rap their explanation, or they can't use their hands, or they have to explain with their eyes closed, or they have to draw a masterpiece as they explain, like draw a picture that covers the entire whiteboard.
We've already seen their artwork, so I feel like that'd be easy for them.
Well,
You saw Africa.
right. So which ones would you like to throw out?
For me, I'm a hand talker.
Okay,
So,
so
no hands.
no hands.
Maybe the Godfather. I don't know if you can do a good Godfather impression without. Your
Sometimes it's funny. Well, it's not at the same time.
Oh.
Like if you want Dylan to not use his hands, you say, "All right, Dylan can't use his hands."
Okay.
Or if you don't want Orion, or you want Orion to speak like the Godfather, before he goes, you say, you throw the wrench and says he has to speak like the Godfather. So that's how that'll work.
Okay.
Okay. So we have no hands and Godfather.
Wait, I feel like there was a good one I forgot. Can I just see that list?
Yeah. I also put explain on the list, but we might do that for the other one. For opposite.
Okay. Yeah, I like the ones I've
Those
chosen.
two?
Yeah.
Okay. Megan has picked her 2 wrenches for the second round. Comedians. You can come into the house now. We didn't really decide how to wrangle. Oh, I got it. Bond.
The host has to do everything.
Bond, get out of there.
I blame myself. I'm sorry.
All right, so it's Orion first?
Oh, actually, Tito wanted to go first this time.
Did you? Yeah. I don't care. Let's just get it. Come on. All right. Megan.
It feels nice out there.
It's not.
Megan, you will now go back up to the whiteboard, and
I have
Tito,
made-
you're on this side.
Okay, I've made
You're
an
on-
executive decision.
Uh,
I've made an
Okay.
executive decision to not have Dylan go first.
I
Okay.
think that's a very good.
Oh yeah, that was a terrible idea.
I do want to point out, I dropped out of school, and I'm not good at writing. I couldn't tell you what makes an adjective and a verb different
Hey,
An adjective
we all have our
describes thing, a verb is
shortfalls.
an action word.
in one ear out the other.
He's just not a learning computer. It seems like.
Wait, so I'm gonna stand over here and watch you.
No. You're up there. She's gonna explain to you.
Why'd you call me over here?
I didn't. I said you had to be. That microphone. Give me that microphone. You use the microphone on the couch. There's an order to this. God damn it. Okay.
Hello, Megan.
Needs
So-
help with following directions.
Megan,
Check.
right? Megan, you have your second topic ready to go. You have 5 minutes on the clock. Your explanation begins now.
I already kind of regret this one. I didn't realize the first one was going to
And
be.
at
here
some
we
point,
go.
Please tell me
This
why.
is dysphagia. And you will
Dysphagia.
know why. Dysphagia is a swallowing disorder.
Okay.
Here we go.
So if you cannot swallow
I'm gonna avoid
appropriately,
obvious jokes because I'm not Dylan.
thank you. It is a swallowing disorder. There are 4 phases to dysphagia. There's a preparatory phase, and this is just seeing food, wanting to eat it. You start salivating, you want your food. Now we have the oral phase, and this is where you prep your bolus. So your bolus is the food in your mouth that you are going to eat. So when you have that like ball in your mouth of food that you chewed and prepared with your saliva, that's called your bolus.
Okay, so dysphagia is a swallowing disorder. That's what we're exploring in this moment. Preparatory is before you have food entering your mouth. It is your eyes like visually communicating with you.
You're
I'm getting
wasting-
excited.
yes,
I'm getting
yes.
hungry.
Okay, you're good. We haven't even gotten to the hard part yet.
God damn it!
Okay.
I thought I was feeling smart for a second.
Then we go to the pharyngeal phase. I'm just going to tell you what all the phases are first before I explain them all. And then esophageal.
It feels like you're writing down a bunch of dinosaurs.
These are not dinosaurs.
Probably not wrong. I don't know.
Okay. So your bolus, when that gets pushed back to the back of your throat, that creates the swallow reflex
Okay.
and pushes it to the pharyngeal phase. So in the pharyngeal phase, you have your Adam's apple, also known as your thyroid cartilage.
I think it's the vulva.
Nope. It passes your vulva already. Thyroid cartilage.
Not about the vulva.
Thyroid cartilage. So that's your Adam's apple. And when we're seeing if someone has trouble swallowing, we have to feel their thyroid cartilage to see if it's lifting. Because when it lifts, it makes the epiglottis invert. And this is the thing that covers your airway.
Mm-hmm.
So when the food's going down, it keeps the food from going into your airway.
Wrong hole.
Also, it makes your vocal folds close up. So that's another way we have of preventing, I'm just going to put VF, of preventing you from aspirating. So that's when the bolus or any kind of liquid or anything goes past your vocal folds. And the other important thing of that thyroid cartilage raising is your UES. So that's your upper esophageal sphincter. So when your thyroid...
Oh, the vulva and uveal are similar.
I shouldn't have picked this, see? I thought this would be funny, but we already had naughty. So your UES, when your thyroid cartilage raises, it opens your UES and allows your food to go into your stomach. So the esophageal phase, that's speech therapists don't care about that. That's when you get into your gastroenterologist,
Okay.
because then that's on your way to your stomach.
Okay.
But
Out of your area of expertise.
SLPs, to evaluate this stuff, we do bedside exams. And that's when we just listen for like coughing. We give them thin liquids, nectar thick liquids, and pudding thick liquids. So we just try all these things to see how well they swallow.
Ciprofloxacin.
Pudding. And we look for coughing. I'm not going to write that because you know what coughing is.
It's a Pokemon.
Coughing, clearing their throat. Or we also look for that thyroid cartilage raising. If we see any signs of coughing, we're assuming that liquid is getting into their airway and that we need to do a swallow study or
Oh,
video
dear.
fluoroscopic study. And this is an x-ray where we get to look at the side of your face and we look and watch that bolus go down and see if it goes into your airway or if it's going into your esophagus towards your stomach or if it's getting stuck on your epiglottis. We just want to see what's getting caught in there. So this is pretty much the very basic phase of dysphagia. Do you have any questions now?
Yes. So what I want to do is try and solidify these basic concepts, these very basic concepts in my brain, so I'm not Dylan in this next round. We have 58 seconds. Let's go. Okay, so it's dysphagia. I'm going to spell all of this wrong, by the way.
Dysphagia. Dysphagia is a language disorder. So put your J on it. You got to use an affricate.
Dysphagia.
Not an African.
Okay.
Dysphagia.
Dysphagia is...
Or dysphagia.
And I love this Phasia song, Africa.
Oh,
It's great.
Get out of here, host. Okay, that's the what is dysphagia again? The basic thing what we're going over. It is
The dirtiest thing, which is going to get stuck in everyone's mind. For
it is
this.
it is having trouble with swallowing.
Yes.
Yes, trouble with swallowing is what we're talking about. Preparatory. There's several phases to this. Preparatory phase is before food enters your mouth, when your body starts getting excited about getting hungry, salivating,
Exactly.
and so forth. So the oral, that's when the food enters your mouth. Part of the oral thing is the bolus, which is the
10
actual
seconds.
part of food. Swallowing is what happens when you
swallow reflex.
swallowing reflex. Pharyngia, thyroid.
Pharyngeal.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right.
I would say you did better than Dylan.
Tito
Let's go. Good
has a
switch.
lot of knowledge just thrown at him right now. So thank you very much, Megan, for your
Thank you,
explanation. Let's get our second comedian in here.
Give me 10 seconds, please.
Yeah, well, wipe it down.
Wipe
it down.
I struggle spelling tomorrow correctly.
TOMO.
Ooh, see?
RR.
Oh, it's tricky.
Oh.
Spelled
W.
preparatory wrong. I think
All
I
right.
forgot
So
Just Dysphagia. Preparatory.
Bon, what are you doing?
There's a
Preparatory.
pharyngeal.
Yeah, I screwed up preparatory.
The other person. Well,
Okay. Preparatory, oral, pharyngeal, esophageal, pharyngeal, esophageal.
He's actually working really hard on
yeah.
this.
Okay.
Who
But
doesn't swallow
we're
and do,
actually
like,
giving
this
you more
seriously?
time, so this
Okay.
isn't fair. Wipe
Okay,
it down.
let's-
Wipe it down. All right. So learning this in like school must have been pretty fun because it is pretty sexual.
This
Like
is
a lot of
actually-
giggling in class, right?
This is actually the only way you can kill a person with speech
Early
therapy.
to.
Uh-huh.
So you need to take it seriously.
You could actually kill somebody with it if you
could,
do it
if you do, like,
incorrectly.
an incorrect bedside and
I
you make
see
them, like,
that,
choke
yeah.
and die. Yeah.
Wow.
Or you can cause pneumonia by not giving them the correct liquid.
Now,
I've never
6
killed
years
someone
and
by teaching them how to say an R.
well, that's
so
good. That's good.
That's why I
Ne-
stay out of the hospital.
Neither have I, really. All right. So, Tito, you have 4 minutes to teach Orion everything you've just learned. How confident do you feel?
I feel middlingly competent.
Competent.
Now keep in mind, Megan won 2 wrenches that she can throw at any comedian at
this
any
is exciting.
time.
Ooh,
And
wrenches are fun.
Just to remind
Quarter
you, those
eighth
were
are
the
my
2 you
favorite.
picked.
Okay.
Do you want to use either of them right now?
Tito is a very handsy person, so yes, I do.
Okay,
I'm a very
so
handsy person.
so
I don't know what that means.
in this
Don't
round,
write a Me Too post about this game show.
in this round, Tito cannot use his hands.
Excuse me.
You can hold the microphone, but you can't
That's
like
using
use
his
your
hands.
hands. Okay, all right, buddy. We don't have lavalier mics, so he has to
I'll
hold
it for
it.
him.
Okay, so your wrench.
Wait. I just want to be clear. Can I not write with my hands, or I can't like gesticulate with my hands?
Can articulate.
He's already losing points for gesticulating.
The timer's going.
You
This is the
cannot
round.
use
Kidding.
your hands.
You can move.
Okay. Uncork that. Uncork that. Cap it. Put the end in my mouth.
I love where this is going.
Yes. Yes. All right. Yes.
I feel
11.
Like your words are more useful than
11,
writing.
3, 4.
Says the
Is that
speech
teeth?
therapist.
Is that teeth?
Jesus.
A nose?
Okay. So,
Writing teachers,
so
that's
I
the
wrote
point, right?
several different lines. Orion, pay attention to me. We have a lot of time. We don't have a
Okay.
lot of time.
We have a lot of
I
time.
wrote several lines. The top line is the topic of discussion. It is dysphagia. That's what we're talking.
Dysphagia.
Dysphagia. or whatever.
Dysphagia.
That's what we're
Dysphagia.
talking about. Okay? It is having difficulty with swallowing. There are 4 elements that we're going to study about dysphagia, which is the trouble with swallowing. Okay? Let's avoid the obvious jokes, Orion. I know a lot of women that you see have trouble with that too.
I was talking about myself.
So
Thank you.
the first line is dysphagia. So the
Dysphagia.
4 points we're going to go
Yeah.
over
1,
these 4
2, 3,
lines.
4.
Thank you.
It's lost on me.
1 is God damn it. The preparatory phase.
Preparatory dysphagia.
Preparatory phase is what happens before any food enters your mouth. Okay? So it's your body starting to salivate to get ready to eat. Okay? The second phase is the oral phase, when the food actually enters your mouth. What the food is called, technically when it's in your mouth, is called a bolus. A bolus.
Bolus,
Or
right.
penis.
No.
It's
not
called a
swallow.
bolus.
Bolus. Preparatory
Now,
bolus.
so the
Yeah, you
so
don't
so
swallow
what's the
penis.
first
I plead
phase?
the fifth.
Dysphagia. Preparatory.
Okay.
Going into the mouth.
First phase is preparatory.
Preparatory.
Second phase is oral.
Oral.
Okay. The food is a bolus.
Bolus.
When it's in your mouth.
'Cause you're eating it.
The third phase of this
Third.
is the
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
He is an apt pupil.
Of course.
pharyngeal.
Pharyngeal.
It's the pharyngeal
Pharyngeal.
phase.
Pharyngeal.
Okay.
Preparatory.
That is when the food has gone into your in the upper
Esophagus.
areas of your throat. Exactly. We're getting to that.
Deep
but not
throat.
quite. Not before we get to the deep throat part. Okay.
God damn.
Before the deep throat.
For the pharyngeal phase, that's when it's going to your epiglottis. You have thyroid you have thyroid problems.
have
Your
thyroid
epiglottis
problems.
can act all fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
All fucked
all
up.
fucked
All
up.
fucked
all
up.
fucked
All
up.
fucked
He's
up.
not using his hands.
Fourth phase is fourth phase
This one.
is the esophageal phase.
Esophageal.
That's when the food the
Travels down the esophagus.
travels down the esophagus, and that has problems when you have 2 different airways. Esophageal is the correct one.
You can neither confirm nor deny.
I can confirm that you
Anyways,
have
there's
one
an there's an esophageal phase. There's an esophageal phase. So the main
I think I
topic is
can too.
dysphagia.
Dysphagia.
Okay, there
Got
are
a
4
degree in
points.
it.
There's the preparatory phase. There's the oral phase,
and
which
there's the Ebola.
there's the pharyngeal phase,
and
then
then
there's the
esophageal.
esophageal phase. Now the
Preparatory,
final thing,
oral, epicerial,
pharyngeal,
esophageal.
Ephelba.
Less than a minute, guys.
Defying gravity.
I don't know that
Okay,
song.
this final phase is is how we treat it.
Treat it.
Okay.
Acid.
So we use our classic bedside manner that we've learned from House MD.
Never seen that show.
The way we treat it
You're
is
doing it wrong, Megan.
when we notice that like somebody's coughing or
walk
something, that
around
means
with
that
a
liquid
cane.
is going down the wrong tube of the 2 tubes that are in our throat. Exactly.
Deep
and so
throat.
we treat that to notice symptoms and stuff by giving them thin liquids. Thin liquids
Water?
or
I didn't
nectar.
mention that.
Nectar heavy liquids
Semen.
and pudding
Semen.
and semen
Okay.
and semen.
That would be nectar.
Semen.
thick.
That would be a thin liquid, but could also be a thick one. So it depends on where you are in your hand
I had a
cycle.
bag of Taco Bell.
All right. There we go. We're out of time. Oh no, we're out of time. A lot of information there.
I got this.
I feel like I
Yeah.
did a good job having not been able to use my hands.
Yeah, you did
pretty
very good. All right, Tito, please exit and get our next comedian. Thank you
And
very
I feel
much.
like it's all downhill from here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of deep throating going on.
I
so-
understand this. You explained it perfectly.
All right. It sounds
This
like
is really
Mandy's coming
sweaty.
in.
I'm gonna take a guess that it's all gonna boil down to deep throating.
What?
The last one boiled down to vulva.
Every
This is
time you walk
boiling
in,
down
that's
to-
right.
Sexual.
All right.
Well-
I'm actually going to teach you something.
Okay, here we
okay.
go. Time is on the clock,
I believe
Orion.
in you.
Watch.
Your time
We're gonna
starts
talk
now.
about dysphagia.
Dysphagia.
Dysphagia. We're gonna represent it by a D.
A big D.
A B. A D. Dysphagia. And in dysphagia, there is 4 different stages. There's the preparatory, as a P. Preparatory. This is the part where the food's entering your mouth, right? The beginning parts, and then it moves to oral, which we'll do with this O, and that's like your saliva and everything going like getting ready to like get the food. You're putting the food
Enzymes.
in, you're getting the food. You're putting the food in, you're getting it.
You're
P,
getting it.
putting it. Preparatory. Dysphagia,
That's
yeah.
spelled coke.
These are all.
Dysphagia.
Yeah.
Preparatory.
I feel like you're
Gets
good. You're
it
catching
right.
on.
It'll be-
And this is
Oral.
oral, yes. And this is the
Nope.
There's an E,
Let him go.
and that's going to be the
him
part
go.
that it's like almost into your throat. It's almost a deep throat. Almost. It's esophageal. I'm going to say
What
that.
are we talking about
We're
again?
talking about dysphagia.
big D.
Dysphagia.
The big
A
D.
brand new word. Never.
Dysphagia.
In the throat.
Dysphagia. We're going to skip over this one because, it's just the middle part. We don't
The
need
E
that.
stand for nothing.
No, this one is the more important one. It's the esophageal.
Esophageal?
That's actually what I was trying to explain here, but it's
Esophageal.
right here, so we're just going to ignore that. This is the part.
Esophageal?
This is the deep
A
throat.
soft girl?
I'm trying to.
Deep throat.
This is the
I'm
deep
realizing right now why we never really have girls on
throat.
color
This is,
circuit.
and this is
it
the
not
part
usually get
where
this
it's
bad?
like finally
Well,
going traveling down your
yeah,
throat. There's a fly
well.
in my face, and it's
Does it
finally
just feel
going
awkward?
down
Today's
your
a
throat.
special
This is
day,
your
yeah.
eating part, and
This
this
is
part,
your eating
this is
part?
like the swallowing. And this part, it goes into 2 different parts because it could either go down the wrong tube or the right tube. This one, bad. This one, good. And if it goes down
He's
this
so
tube,
earnest. I love it.
if it goes down this tube,
You choke and die.
yeah. But when doctors have to prescribe you stuff like pudding
tube is
or
really
like
crazy. He
thin
has that
liquids,
wrong.
Prescription pudding.
prescription pudding,
Oh man, I'd love that. That'd be
Pudding.
great.
My
prescription
doctor
pudding.
prescribed it.
All right, and then this is the good tube.
Look, it's pudding.
This is the good tube. Mmm,
Tube.
yum.
I'm gonna mess all
All right,
this up.
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
You want a recap of dysphagia?
Dysphagia.
Dysphagia
P.
is built up of 4 parts.
I was
P,
picking on the
preparatory,
joke.
Preparatory.
which is the
Yeah,
beginning
the
of the
beginning.
food.
word, yeah.
The
And then-
movement.
Lot going
And then the
on.
most important part, oral,
Oral.
which is the part that's salivating, salivating, and it's going.
Enzymes.
And then there's this one that like we don't talk about.
we don't talk about this one. It's not
But we
important.
go straight to the deep throat, the
and then we go
esophageal.
straight into. We don't need.
We don't need any practice.
Well, we've already prepped.
We prepped.
We've got the
we
oral.
prepped the oral to deep throat.
Now it's into the deep throat.
and that will either determine if you accidentally mess up, you could go down the
If it's
wrong
too much,
tube.
you get prescription pudding.
prescription pudding.
If it's not too much,
You're forgetting the worst part.
Yeah.
Africa. Africa.
Oh no, that's all our time. Never have I been more happy that Color Circuit does not have an HR department. Okay. Orion, could you please get our last comedian in here? Mandy, could you please wipe down the board, get us ready for our
Africa.
final...
All comes down to Africa.
Miss the rains down.
Good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's, again, my
God.
favorite Asia
And the
song.
pudding. And the pudding cup.
All
right.
Cosby. This is
Yep.
just getting.
And now we have Cosby.
We've crossed the line.
Oh, good.
but
And now
Mr.
Dylan's
Wrench.
here. Cool. All right. So
Hi.
we have our last comedian, last explanation here, and then Dylan's going to explain things to you,
Sorry.
Megan. We got time on the clock, and Mandy, your time starts now.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Something about the word dysphagia,
Okay.
which we represented with a big D.
Of course.
And then we moved into some phases of this dysphagia. The first one was represented by a P, the preparatory phase.
The first word again, dysphagia?
Dysphagia?
Dysphagia? Okay. I'm okay with it.
Don't question her.
So I was
I'm a
I went-
teacher. Dysphagia. Preparatory has something to do with about like food coming at your mouth and like getting ready to eat food.
Yeah, I could see how that deals in with speech therapy. Yeah.
Prepping.
Yes.
Yep. And then the next one was represented by an O, and that stands for oral.
Okay.
And that is the part where food is in your mouth
Okay.
and things are being chewed up.
So going
and
towards your mouth and then in.
in the mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is prepping it. This is in it.
Are
And
you
then
gonna spell poop?
no.
Just wondering.
and then for me, I think like just on the top of my head, I know this is where enzymes and things like that come in. Like this is where things are breaking down.
Oh,
Doing
Um,
rogue.
Added it.
Yeah, yeah.
Then here, I don't know. We don't talk about this.
you're gonna spell poop on you.
And then here we have God, what was this? I think this was deep throat, right? DT, the
DT.
deep throat.
Okay.
The
And
old
from
DT.
here, you have two parts of your throat, right? In the esophagus,
Yeah.
and then it comes down, and then you have your windpipe, and then you have your digestive.
Going rogue again.
Yep. And then, well, I mean, I do know anatomy, but I'm trying to stick within the,
The
you were
esophagus is
taught.
the
So
windpipe, and this is
if
the.
you come over here, you get prescription pudding.
I'm sorry.
The most important.
Pudding.
No one wants the pudding.
You get pudding?
Pudding.
Oh my God.
This is your
10
windpipe.
seconds.
If you eat too much food and it goes down your windpipe, you choke and die, and doctors give you pudding. And if you go over here, then yum, you digest food and you're happy.
Okay.
You eat pudding
All right.
and die.
You really sped through that one.
Wow.
That's good.
That
Okay.
was actually really good.
Fantastic. All right, Mandy, thank you so much. Dylan,
You're
now
welcome.
you. Now we keep on,
it on.
Megan won 2 wrenches in our halftime show, and she has not used our second one. So,
So she doesn't want to use the second one. You do?
oh,
Damn it.
but she does.
Poot.
Poot.
That
All
was
right.
close.
So Dylan, go ahead and wipe down the board and spit out your gum. Wipe down
Spit
the
out
board.
my
Do
gum.
all the things. And your
How
wrench.
am I going to remember this?
Your wrench. For this round, you have to explain to Megan what you just learned, speaking as the Godfather from the hit movie Back to the Future. No, the Godfather.
Back to the Future 2, right?
Exactly.
That's
That's
the boots.
what
with
the old
cowboy
ones, yeah.
boots. Yeah. No, that's 3.
Right. No one likes 3. So you have to speak like Marlon Brando from The Godfather. We have 2 minutes on the clock. Your time begins now.
All right. I think this is the movie we're referring to. I've seen it once.
Not bad. Yeah.
And it was hard to get. I'm hoping the audio is coming through. Okay. I should open my eyes.
He actually looks a lot like my dysphagia patient. So
Your
it works.
dysphagia.
Wow.
Have you? Hey. Have
Hey,
you seen
who's
a?
the
Have you
who's the
seen a
teacher
poot?
here?
Sorry.
Has anybody seen a poot? I'm about to show you what a poot is. Wow. Poot. Poot. The first part of the poot. The first part of the poot has a circle. And the second part of the poot's got nicks.
I love this voice, Rick.
The first part, though, I think is.
Oh, damn, let me tell you. It's hot today.
Was he was a cowboy, right? Wasn't he a cowboy? All right. Poot. P-O toot. P is for pleasure.
Always.
I guess it could.
Pleasure in the mouth.
A little less than a minute.
Have you ever had like a Twinkie flying towards your mouth? That's what the pleasure Putin is. The Putin comes over here. That's the Putin. Putin.
As in Vladimir?
As in the Poot, we call him for short.
Now he sounds like Bill Clinton.
Have I lost it?
No, you lost it like 3
doesn't-
seconds in.
This doesn't sound like the
I
Godfather.
can't believe you haven't gone Indian.
Let me tell you. Poot. The
Aboot.
The Poot. The Aboot. Hold on, I got this.
Hey, it is. There it is.
It's back. There's Marlon.
This one is where.
Oh, no. Oh, we were just getting to the good stuff.
I had it. I mean, I had it. That's all I got. That's all
Wow.
I said.
All right, well. Megan, come back to the couch. Let's get all of our comedians back
I'll
here.
go grab him.
Wow, that second one really kind of went off the rails. Now, when you were prepping these topics, were you thinking this is going to be way over people's heads? Do you think, oh, they'll get some of this, or did you really think that it would get this dirty?
Was Dylan's?
I threw dysphagia in there because I mean, that practice happened in grad school, so I knew that.
Yeah, and
Swallowing's always funny.
And a lot of these things I've heard, like, not exactly what they are, but I've heard these words before. But overall, what do you think of our dais of comedians?
They might need speech therapy.
Use your
for
words.
Language disorders. They have trouble with receptive language, expressive language,
Oh.
African language.
African language.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Was Dylan's wrench that he had to draw like a kindergartner?
This is
No, that was just a bonus.
this is eerily close to what you did.
Did you get prescription pudding?
I Putin.
You put
I put Putin.
Prescription pudding.
I'll need some of that.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
got a bad case of almost losing the selection, and what you need is a prescription of Putin.
So we've come to the point of the show where we ask our comedians what they learned today. Tito, what did you learn today?
Well, I could break down what I learned about speech therapy.
Do you want an expo marker?
Or
What was that?
Do you want an expo marker? You can't
No.
use your hands explaining.
I can't. I still can't use my hands.
I'll allow it. Use
I learned about dysphagia, which has to have a hard G.
Dysphagia.
There we go. Dysphagia. Dysphagia.
this,
Dysphagia.
not dysphagia.
I'm trying to be smooth. with it.
Dysphagia.
Or dysphagia.
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 From
Thank
Gold,
you. Yes,
from
dysphagia.
Gold member.
That's exactly why I say dysphagia.
Dysphagia. Dysphagia.
I learned a bunch of technical terms which can be boiled down to like, oh shit, that person's choking. Like,
I should help them out.
like
I don't need to be a speech therapist
I
to know
also
this.
learned that that I don't
I'm
that
insulted.
I like going before Dylan.
Thousands of years.
You can't learn 10 things, Tito.
Thousands of dollars. Yes.
Figure out why people choke.
That's my turn.
Dylan, what did you learn?
I learned
How
that
would the Godfather say how?
I learned
what
that
they-
the Godfather does not sound like this.
You know the Godfather, he sounds like this. You do.
He doesn't sound like an old
Oh my
Asian
God!
man.
Orion does a perfect Godfather.
Godfather to sound like a this.
wrong. Bring you into this business, and you do nothing.
The,
do nothing.
the Godfather sounds like this. Oh, I am the Godfather.
That was my wrench, obviously.
That's called
What did you
heightening,
learn?
ladies and gentlemen. Orion, what did you learn?
I learned that I still can't talk good or explain shit good. Or,
Is this what it is?
This is not. This is not what it is. This is not what it is. What did you learn?
I learned that I do not want to take classes from you guys. Certainly. I learned that you can get prescribed pudding. That's nice. Something
that as
about
well. I
deep
did not know that.
throating that has to do with digestion, and I don't know what that has to do with speaking properly. So
You
I'm
can't
honestly
speak
I'm
when
really
you're doing it.
confused.
Well, pudding isn't an easy word to say, so if you can say out loud, "I need my pudding," that's part of the
The pudding.
What was that one word where you there's a word that you say in order to test if somebody sucks or something? What is it? What was it?
Yeah, what is that?
Diadocokinetic rate.
Excuse
Say?
me?
Diadocokinetic rate.
Diadoca.
What's the word that you have to say that?
Diadocokinetic rate?
Buttercup.
Buttercup.
Buttercup?
Buttercup because your articulators move.
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
In Connecticut with coconuts.
All right, this is off the rails.
Oh my God, the wackiness keeps on going on another episode of Expert Schmexpert. I've been Scott Brown. Megan, thank you so much for having these people butcher your livelihood. And
We bring dishonor to your family.
Very entertaining.
Not send anyone to learn how to speak properly.
This was better therapy than an actual therapy.
I like.
see, don't you have more self-esteem about what you know about
I
this?
no longer feel like an imposter in my career.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I like that we were able to take your career path and make it a joke.
If we did anything right tonight, it was that.
It was that.
I've been Scott Brown. Thank you so much for watching Expert Schmexpert. Stay tuned. In moments, we'll be doing a brand new episode of Oppositeness with these same team of goofballs. It'll be awesome. I promise. See you soon. Bye-bye.